GM to the Web3 community. I want to start off by saying be grateful. Be grateful for your loved ones. Be grateful for the ones that are around you. Be grateful for your family, friends, siblings, whatever it is. Because there's one thing that is certain in this life. The only thing that is promised to us in this thing that we call life is death and taxes. Two things actually. So, just take the time and give some gratitude. Just give some gratitude, man, because the truth is we never, not to start to show off sad or whatever, but we get lost in this bubble. We all love this little crypto bubble, Web3, ENS, and we're having a fucking blast along the way. But let's never forget that this thing could end at any given second. We don't know when our last day is. We'll never know when our last day is. So while we're here, enjoy the present. That's why it's called the present. It is a gift, and enjoy those around you. So I am grateful for everyone who's in this room, taking the time out of their day and just to tune into this thing. With that being said, also, I just got me a haircut. I feel good. I look good, so I'm gonna host good, right? That's how it goes. You feel good, you look good, you host good. Um, and it's Friday. On top of that, it's Friday. We have a new featured co-host on the day. Ron is traveling to Africa, to South Africa today, so I know he's probably gonna be busy. NFT versus he's going to be joining us a little later on the show. He has a work call to take. So next man up. If we go next man up is Flossin. This is your audition, Floss. But let me stop hogging up the mic. The stage is yours, Master. Good evening to you. How you doing today, brother?
Hey, good morning, guys. I think today we have a great news, which was one of the very big size, crypto exchange. In Chinese name is Huobi Global. They have announced a partnership with ENS, because maybe you guys are not familiar with this, but majority of the Chinese community, knows this is a giant in the exchanges, and so finally, after Coinbase, there is some big exchanges on board with ENS, which is a big signal, for the rest of the exchanges to get on board. Maybe batch by batch, we call it sheep effect. So I've pinned that Twitter on top. You can take a look. And Huobi means literally means fire coin. Fire the fire, yeah, fire coin in Chinese. So yeah, it's quite big, and everyone in China knows about this cryptocurrency exchange. And yeah, I even trade all my ENS when I try to put the auction in 2019. All my ETH I got from Huobi by the OTC, and it was my channel to cut money in and money out. But one very weird thing I see right now is that Huobi, they don't own their own name of ETH. They don't have Huobi.eth, but they announced to be a partnership with ENS. I'm really curious how. Maybe they'll allow ENS to get some more after coin listing. There'll be something further. But I'm really curious what they can do without Huobi.eth. Without that, and I also know the owner who owns that Huobi.eth, but that guy is quite ambitious, and he think he can wait. So yeah, I think maybe this is a good sign for ENS anyway. Some exchanges believes in your value, but for the exchange, I'm wondering how they can go further on that. But anyway, it's just an interesting thoughts for me to share. And also, a lot of people in China, in Chinese community, in the WeChat groups, and even in Twitter, in the US, they are all worrying about the going up and going down the floor price. As I always say, try not to sell your names to the floor. Otherwise, you are nothing but speculation. You don't know the price. You don't know its value. So yeah, try to sell the name to the true lover who means something to him or her for real, because investment doesn't need courage, speculation does. One good way to differentiate investor and speculator is when the price goes the other way, for example, goes down. Investor will not be panicked, and speculator will. Investment is about the business of buying the $2 thing with only $1, as long as we are pretty sure its value worth than at least $2 anyway. And on the other side, speculator needs courage because he is panic, and that panic comes from his lack of understanding and lack of knowledge to this invest object. Always remember, don't short, don't borrow money to play, and don't play anything that we are not familiar with. Otherwise, you are nothing but a speculator. The only way that we cannot choose is the way to give up, and the only way we cannot, ever reject is the way of persevere. So I hope most people in this in the current audience can understand about that. So I need to alert you guys: don't invest ENS like you invest a punk or a ape. That's totally different thing. When you see the floor is down, you buy some. When you see the floor is up, you just sell them. No, that's not how we play with the name. You need to know how to play with the name. You need to go to ENS app and try to make all those associations, understand how people put in, and try to input those association or your ENS address in each chains, wiring screen, and you need to feel it yourself, and you need to feel the IPFS, and you need to feel those D-webs yourself from either a blockchain browser such as a Brave or Opera, or from some of the centralized browsers such as Google Chrome, but using some of the alternative some workaround solution like put a link or put a .limo at the end of it, so that you can understand better how it works. I mean, at least in Chinese community, majority of these guys who acquired an ENS, so 3 digits or 4 digits, some even own very good numbers. They never tried this, unfortunately. They are just a speculator. But when you are being a speculator, you won't be able to have any, have anything to make you to do the decision of hold. Because by holding, you must know all the detail part of it. You know why it's worth $2. So that's why when it go down to one, you will be very brave and buy the dip. But yeah, that's for domain. You need to know the domain. The only thing you need is patience. You need to know it's a liability. You need to pay the renewal on yearly basis. Don't forget about that. And for majority people, and after we buy a domain, we won't do anything about it. But that's wrong. You need to change the association. The address association after you buy a domain doesn't change at all. It's only like the controller go to you. But those registrants, those addresses and the IPFS and the social media thing doesn't have any change. So you have to manually do that. And I saw a lot of names. Most of them, surprisingly, still is my association, which means they are just nothing but a speculator. But if you being a speculator, you won't be able to hold it very strong. Someone make a 20 ETH offer, you will very easily to get that sold. Although maybe you already own some money, but you won't get the main part of it. So that's something I'm going to share later. I see Gary, my friend, is also here. So Gary, if it's when it's your turn, I would request, maybe can you share a bit more about what's the difference between the .link and .limo? Because I know when you put some IPFS, uh, 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 content and associated to ENS, this is something workaround that user can access from a Web2 browser. So yeah, and .link is by Cloudflare, and the .limo is something by ENS official. So which one is better? Which one is faster? Is there any preference? Is that something I'm more interested to know further? So yeah, maybe later Gary can give us a bit share on that. I would much appreciate it.
Yeah, can I share right now?
Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
Great, thanks. Yeah, because I need to be popping in and out of the room a little bit. Yeah, so .link is so someone owns they own ETH.link. That's a domain name, and then they created a service so that every single ENS name with an IPFS content hash, that has that field filled out, will resolve as a website. That was created .link, ETH.link, and like GaryPalmerJr.eth.link. That was created by someone in the community that worked, very, very closely directly with the core ENS team and ENS people. That entire service of ETH.link was then transferred. I don't think there was a money exchange. Maybe there was. I'm not exactly sure about the money portion of it, but the whole service was transferred from that contributor, and it was it's a lot of work for that guy and whatever, a lot of things going on in life, and it was transferred from them to Cloudflare. You can go find the press releases about that. Cloudflare runs an IPFS server. They run some other sort of infrastructure for Web3, which is actually really cool. A lot of people don't really talk about it a lot. And now they run the, but they've also let it slip, and it's been not as reliable as people have wanted it, because it's maybe not a priority for them with all the things going on in Web2 for them, right? So someone else in the community created ETH.limo, and I'm sorry I don't have his name at the top of my tongue. I think it's a him. That person created ETH.limo, and it's it's like not even arguably, it's definitively better and more reliable, and also helps your website, your decentralized website content on your ENS name. It helps that content show up in SEO. And there's the lead search engine marketing guy I'm not sure, I forget, is it John Mew? And I've talked with him. He's a guy that works at Google, and he's actually, because we talked about indexing of this and how this could become native. This is like the lead person at Google, and basically what we came to is that this is all indexing inside of Google, right? And so when you add the .limo, not that you have any control over it. Let's see here. I'm gonna post like a thread so we could find this for later, just for historical purposes. But so you can see who this guy is, and and see some of this thread. But your content is indexing in Google with .limo. Yeah, so I think .limo is better. You can go to GaryPalmerJr.eth.limo. If you have a website up, you can go to rarepizzas.eth.limo. It's it makes it really easy to access. You don't always need the .limo depending on your browser and the plugins you have, like MetaMask. But when you have those plugins and you're not sometimes the ETH name goes away and the browser replaces it with just a hash file. So you sort of lose a little bit of that cool looking, ENS in the browser. I also feel like it's only a matter of time. Basically, there's ENS, and everyone's talking about the subdomain. Nobody realizes this, but the CCIP protocol is extremely important that ENS is working on with the RFP from Chainlink. And after CCIP is completed and tested and running, which is directly going to help subdomains, ENS subdomains. It's very possible that at some point after that there could be an update to Chrome. You update your Chrome browser, and then we don't even need the .limo anymore, and all of your names are going to resolve naturally, because the browser will have an update to recognize .eth. It's going to recognize, it's going to have it in the logic in the system. The difference between Web 2 and Web 3, and if it sees a .eth, it's just going to look for an IPFS file, and so the .limo is a short, sort of like a short-term solution, which is really awesome. And go check out my profile. It's when I'm linking people, I'm linking people to, my website is GaryPalmerJr.eth.limo, and while all the normal people are, not you guys, but if you guys already have .eth. But when all the normal people are realizing, oh, it's like my name is .eth, I've already jumped ahead a step, and my name is not GaryPalmerJr.eth. My name is GaryPalmerJr.eth.limo, right? Because I want to encourage people to visit my website and to know where can they find my future decentralized blog, or because I want to be 100% Web3.
Yeah. So Gary, so .limo, that .limo is just another TLD domain. Is that correct? and the ICANN, the Web 2 domain, just like
it's totally ICANN. Yep, 100% ICANN. You know, your website is still decentralized. Your website is still accessible. You don't need the .limo or the .link to get to the website. The .limo and .link is just an easy way for us to band-aid the system while we're building the rest.
So
yeah.
would the
So
Chrome
the
extension be a band-aid like that, or would that be a light client that's actually referencing the chain and on-chain DNS?
I mean, I'm not. I mean, you'd have to go look it up technically, but I think the subdomain is just like a wildcard resolver, and it's just resolving whatever the IPFS hash file is. And the IPFS hash file is just HTML, right? It's like like if you all a website is just HTML when it's on IPFS. So it's just pulling that HTML into the subdomain.
Yeah, so as long as you make your association on the content part in ENS app, as long as you do that, nothing else you need to do, and you can directly access the .eth.limo directly, right? Just like
no, you don't have any choice. You guys can't make this not work, right? Like if you have a website, if you have a hash file in the hash file of your ENS name, then you can't stop .limo and .link from, or there's other ones too, right? Like there's lots of these things. There's not just those. There's other ones too that pull in your profile info and show that information. You control the information they show, but people can access that data and pre-populate your truth.
But .limo, how if I have an IPFS content associated, how does it tell whether to associate to my profile or go to the IPF content? Or as long as I have an IPFS content, it default go to there?
Well, the different types of websites will do different things. The .limo and the .link will always pull the IPFS file.
Okay.
The other places will make their own looking social network of you, and then when it's like Twitter, like my Twitter profile, when it says, "Hey, what's GaryPalmerJr.eth's website address?" It's going to have whatever the website address is. It's going to have the profile picture, and then people could click that link, and then they can get to the decentralized version. I forget what some of these other like social ones are, but yeah, that .limo and .link are just going to pull your hash file.
Oh, great! That sounds great. So .limo is nothing but .link, but faster and more stable, right?
And controlled by our community, not a giant Web 2 megacorp.
Great,
Just
absolutely.
not that that's good or bad. Just so you know the differentiate.
Yeah.
One's like maybe it's worse that it's just some dude in his basement controlling .limo, making it work better.
Great. Thank you so much, Gary. Yeah, that clarifies a bit, especially for any projects you want to launch under a .eth using a dweb. Then maybe .limo will be your potential users.
Or your research. No, 100%. Like no, every time you're doing research on someone, you're talking to someone on Twitter, just like be like, huh, I wonder what happens when I go to vitalik.eth.limo. Huh. I wonder what happens when I go to chainlinkgod.eth.limo. Huh. I wonder what happens when I go to GaryPalmerJr.eth.limo or rarepizzas.eth.limo or you pick your favorite project. Do they have an IPFS hash file? If they have an ENS name, like assuming they have an ENS name, why don't they have a file in their content file of the IPFS hash? It's crazy, right? It should be like a link tree at the very, very least, just like I got, right? It should be a link tree to say, yo, yeah, obviously, this is our ENS name. Here's a link to, here's the official link to, right? It's like, it's better than Linktree, right? Because Linktree is hackable, right? Linktree is a database in some server. Your ENS name, only you can control that hash file, right? Unless you use IPFN, and then maybe it can be updated if someone has access to your GitHub file. Do your due diligence with like learning that, but say it's just like normal IPFS, you got to like have the keys to the controller wallet. And what's more is like, yeah, the owner of the wallet is like your secure vault wallet. And then the person who's updating the IPFS hash, that's the controller wallet, right? You guys know how this works. And so, yeah, that's the only person in the world. And maybe that's a multi-sig. I don't know if that's possible. Yeah. And so like your favorite project, if they don't have a IPFS website at their project.eth.limo, then that is another thing that you want to encourage them to do in addition to installing login.xyz for signing with Ethereum.
Great, great. This is
You could also bypass the .link, .limo, etc. Beacon browser will resolve ENS names, and that's available on iPhone and I believe Android. So I've been using, like, for any Web3 domains, I've just been using Beacon browser, and that's worked really well.
Nice, ladies and gentlemen. That was good info, right? That was something I didn't know much of. So thank you, Master and Gary, for coming on and sharing that. Before we move on to the next speaker, I do want to introduce the lovely 3402, who is now our co-host for the day. Flossin, unfortunately, had to go on a work call. So next person up is 3402. Thank you for coming on stage. How you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me, GM, Master, the entire community. It's strange not seeing Ron up here. Hopefully he's able to totally disconnect and enjoy himself. I noticed some good sales that we had overnight. We had brown.eth sold for 9 ETH. And as we've been saying, those 3 letters are also really picking up. And LEX sold for almost 7 ETH. And then there was some that I didn't really understand, like Black Hat Wizard sold for 4 ETH. But also, I wanted to bring up the red letters A, B, and O emoji key, which supposedly, I guess those represent blood. I had no idea, but you can actually use those to build first names, surnames, last names, and a lot of clean words. There's still a lot available. So I just wanted to point that out. And then I also read that the SEC claimed a new court filing at least 9 digital assets listed on the cryptocurrency Coinbase are unregistered securities. So that's just something to look into. That's going to be unfolding. But yeah, I'm excited for the conversation today. I don't think I can fit Ron's shoes, but I will try for you. And yeah, hope everybody's having a good morning and look forward to the conversation.
Thank you, 3402. The thing about it is you don't need to fit Ron's shoes, right? You just have to be yourself, and that's all that matters. We do have quite some interesting people here. I see who, Master, how do you pronounce the name of the exchange again? I don't want to butcher the name, but it says
Huobi Research. Huobi Research.
Huobi. Okay, there we go. Huobi. I will remember that one. So NFTverse, I think NFTverse invited them earlier. NFTverse, if you want to go ahead real quick, I know you were on the call earlier, bro.
Yo, GM, everybody, GM to the community, GM to the host, the hostess with the mostest, Kev 5159. Thank you again for staying consistent. Master 3402, great to see you up there, co-hosting too. Speaker panel, Gary, ZIJ, I know who that is. Doctor, I'm not even going to say the last part of that. I'm not going to do it. And ENSpunks 9396. Huobi, man, I didn't think you saw my tweet. I'm actually happy that you guys popped in here. You know, I was just like, man, let me just shoot my shot for the ENS community out there, man.
Hey guys, good evening.
Hey.
Yes, we are Huobi Research, and we are a crypto research institute from Huobi Global. And today, as you know, Huobi Global has already collaborate with the ENS Foundation, and our research institute also write a report about ENS update, and I pinned on the space. In our report gives an introduction to ENS and the stage it has gone through, including 3D and 4D digital ENS assets and family names and relatives. And you guys can welcome to check the report and enjoy it. Thank you.
Oh man, thanks for joining. Thanks for coming to the space today. I mean, the community. Anytime we can get, a partner like that to step into the community and be a part of it, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. Open arms, always welcome. Come in at any time. And when you get ready to kind of launch your research documents, please share them with the community. We really appreciate you coming in. Yeah, Kev, man, I look forward to the discussion today, man. Thanks for bringing me up. Awesome, man. Thanks to the host and everybody. Thanks for the community jumping in today. Make sure you retweet the space out. Let's get some more new people in here. Thank you.
Yes, sorry for interrupting. Just a very quick one, and thanks for joining Huobi Research. And I know it's a great thing for you.
Are they still here?
Yeah, he stepped down, but I just invited him back up.
Yeah, sure. It's a great thing for you to have that high profile cooperation with the ENS. I think it's a mutual beneficial. But one thing I realized that actually for you team Huobi, you don't own your own ENS name Huobi.eth yet, and I kind of know the owner of Huobi.eth, so maybe I can get you connected and you can have some discussion. So yeah, if you're interested, just follow me. We can DM, and I will get you patch you. So I will give you that guy's WeChat. Okay. Yep.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, Huobi, if you want to come back up on stage, I'm pretty sure the community is itching to ask you lots of questions, and Master also is a native speaker, so he could help translate and things of that nature. So if not, we appreciate you just coming on and speaking and showing love to the community. That's what it's all about. So much appreciated. Do want to say NFT verse, man, you've been shooting like Curry, bro. You've been shooting like Curry. Every shot you put up has gone in, man. So to keep it moving, Mark has been waiting patiently. Then we'll go over to Gary next.
All right, thanks. And actually, yeah, on the I'm sorry, how do you pronounce that? Huobi? Is that correct?
Huobi.
Okay. First, I just wanted to kind of put a general question to the ENS community. If anybody has heard about the ENS fork that Impervious announced yesterday, basically bridging the handshake namespace with Ethereum. And so, for instance, Huobi is reserved for Huobi.pro, so they could claim their top level domain and then issue a contract of like .huobi. And so I could be like mark.huobi, and they would be able to issue names the same way that ENS does. Of course, it doesn't have the same integrations as ENS, but yeah, I'm curious if anybody has heard of that integration.
We want them to use .eth, Mark. That's what we want them to use.
Sure. However, that still has the multi-sig control over it. So and eventually the DAO, I realize. But yeah, I think that having a completely ownerless contract is something that is interesting to a lot of people, and having that kind of assurance. So it's something that I think in terms of composability and total trustlessness is going to be an interesting space moving forward.
Mark, what?
Yeah, as Mark here, as the director of handshakes, yes, now we have heard of it. We did not hear about it before handshakes came into the ENS room and told us about it. And I hear you that it's a fork that connects in with ENS because, yeah, ENS is totally awesome and everyone wants to be part of it. I totally agree. And that's, probably a really smart decision with the marketing and the branding to I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it sounds like to try to be more compatible. Although being a fork, it's a different contract address. And as you mentioned yourself, it's not really compatible with all the feature sets and the cross reverse integrations. And so I think that the majority of people are still going to stick with ENS because ENS is the global naming decentralized protocol that's getting a lot of traction because of, on one end, there's a lot of users who are owning and purchasing and building on their ENS names. And on the other end of the spectrum, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of organic with zero of them being paid for integrations. And all of these numbers are literally increasing every day, as we just heard with, Huobi's news. And then also, if you guys saw earlier, there's also the news with the wallet integration with the secure encrypted messaging through Wallet Connect. There's major news happening every day. And I do feel for you, just to say it. I do feel for you because I think it's horrible that Unstoppable Domains suing you guys or something to that effect. I think that unstoppable domains can't stand on, their grounds there because, you guys are, operating in a fair market. And I think that instead of operating in a fair market and letting you sell your .wallet names, which, do have features, and letting them sell their .wallet names, which, have like a couple basic features. I think it's horrible that they're suing you instead of letting the free market go. But I just full disclosure, I am like in the ENS side of the thesis of where I think the future is headed based on past and current data.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that. I do think that the whole unstoppable thing is pretty comical, mainly because it shows like a really fundamental misunderstanding of Web3 in general, which is that, open source, forking, composability, free market, etc. So I think that they're kind of trolling with that lawsuit. And to be clear, like I got a nice ENS drop. I hold ENS names, regularly deal in them. I'm by no means a handshake maxi or ENS maxi. Like I like domains in general in any form they come in. And so I'm purely.
If that was true, you would have an ETH name in your Twitter handle.
Yeah, I couldn't get the MarkSmith.eth eventually. I'm waiting for it to actually. I shouldn't even say. But anyway, for what it's worth, I also think that that's pushing ENS forward because the same team that's working on that that fork and launching things like .badass, .forever, and creating this first decentralized registry where anybody can launch their own TLD. Essentially, they also are the ones that contributed to a browser that natively resolves .eth names, which really doesn't have any benefit for handshakes. I think that they're also contributing to the ENS space and making meaningful developments that way. But don't want to take up too much time on that. Just wanted to throw that update out because I think it's an interesting development in the Web3 space in general.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark Smith. That was pretty interesting. I would say, Mark, get a .eth, bro. I know you said you have .eth. I would say get a number, rock a number, man. If you look on stage, you're the only one without a .eth right now. So, now I understand that.
No pressure here, but we are a religion, and if you want to join our God, then you are every time welcome, but...
Hey, it was Mark that said he's not a handshake maxi, and Mark said that he likes ENS. I think you said something to that effect. So we're not like trying to shove the pill. Sounds like he already has it in his mouth. It's just like it's like that's what I said about a free market. This is about a free market, and that's what's cool.
Yeah, I gotta set up a new wallet for that. The main reason I don't have a .eth in my name is I don't want to dox my public address, but I really should have a public address for that.
Bro, I will tell you, I have a special offer for you. You can go to my portfolio, and then you can take a look around, but don't laugh too much, and then you can choose in which direction you want to have a domain, and then I will gift it to you here officially now. Is it the deal?
I will definitely take a look at that. That's a very generous offer.
Of course you have to. Nobody knows. I will send it to you right now in your direct message, bro.
I appreciate you, Play Boss.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about right here, right now. Just shills before you come and shill, right? Because I know that's what you're about to do, brother. You're about to come and shill, just shills. You need your .eth. I need to see you change justshills.com to justshills.eth, and then I'll allow you to shill all you want on the spaces, man. But with that being said, I do want to say what's up to my boy ENSpunks. How you doing today, bro?
Hey, GM Kev, I'm good. Hope you're doing all right. Master 3402, holding it down in Ron's place. You might have to mint a subdomain off 3402 with the bull, so you will be bull.3402 just for this period of time while our guy Ron is over there in Africa. So hopefully his trip's going good. I'm fired up for tonight. It is the Friday night ENS happy hour. So yeah, looking forward to that. Clearly, I need to take some voice lessons, though. Get on cue a little bit. But I still love the music, even though I'm tone deaf. Yeah, man. I just wanted to shout out the community again. My guy Master, he put up a pinned tweet, and so one yesterday, I told you, like, man, it's something special when Master gets your back. Like I said, I've never seen him so fired up as he was when I made that post about what happened with unstoppable domains and my trademark. And yesterday we brought it back up, and it just lit a fire under my ass. And he posted it's the second pinned tweet, a very solid thread regarding trademark IP in Web 2 world versus Web 2 world. Definitely worth the time to read. Let me double down on that. And so that's Master's retweet of another queen. So we got our queen 3402 doing the co-hosting, but we got another queen in here, 5459. And man, she put in the work on that thread. So please check out Master's pin tweet number, or yeah, the second pin up there, and read 5459's thread. It's amazing. I don't know how I was blessed enough to work my way into that thing, but there's two other lawyers I want to give all the credit to in the world. One is Michael, who he's come in here before as a special guest. The other is another Miami attorney who does IP law, Jessica, and she's probably like she should be a queen as well. So I've recruited her to the ENS Builders Guild, and I'm slowly planting that seed. But they've got a tremendous amount of experience and knowledge, and it's well worth it. But to circle back to just kind of focus on the community real quick, again, like yesterday, Master lit a fire under my ass, and then after the space, 5459 did her thread, and she privately DM'd me, and she's like, I'm never doing another legal thread again, because she'd done one already. This is her second one. And so again, I just want to kind of, that's what we're here for, right? Support the community. It's like when the NFT verse did the first NFT happy hour, he said, look, this is just a random one-time thing. I don't want to host spaces. Well, too bad, because the community demands you host those NFT happy hours. And it started, with me getting the NFT happy hour.eth and giving it to them, and the rest of the community saying, you can't just do that once. It's like a Pringle, once you pop, you cannot stop. And so just to kind of get back to 5459, please retweet her thread just like Master did. Let her know as much as, trust me, nobody knows more than me that law is a real pain in the ass. It is boring. It is unsexy. And it's a lot of work. So support the community when they put in the work. I would not blame her if she never does another legal thread again, but she deserves all the love for doing it. And sometimes, like the NFT verse, when you get that much love, and your initial position is, this is a one-time thing, I'm never doing it again, you get that support from the community, and you just forge ahead. It's like it becomes a labor of love. And so that said, between Master and 5459, it was like, okay, ENS Punks, he talks so damn much, it's time to stop talking and act. I drafted up a letter, got it over to UD yesterday, and then like my guy Dr. F says, we did real business yesterday. This was not Candy Crush. This is real business. And I was, getting it done with them. And it's just sort of, when we talk about like when these big companies come and knock, and they're not generally, I think it'll be the exception of the rule that, you'll see them do big public offers all on chain. These things will take place behind closed doors. And anyhow, I think, as everybody knows, initially they wanted to charge me $102,000 to register my trademark protected domains. and ultimately we got a mutually beneficial deal done for $330. So I couldn't be more pleased with the outcome, because it's all about protecting the brand and trademark. Certainly, you don't have to file a trademark. You don't have to, get all the matching Twitter handles and, social media handles and, as many domains as you can. But look, it's what you do when you build a business. Like I say, make no mistake, Web2 does not just own their .com. They own everything. They own misspellings of their own domain names. You better bet your ass they're going to want to own the .eth. And there's just a way that this real business is done. And it got done yesterday, but I take no credit. I want to, look, it got escalated to the right person over there, and he was a class act, and we came to this deal. But really, it comes back to Master 5459 and everybody in this community who saw my tweet, liked it, retweeted it. That's how it got done. Make no mistake. It is not me that got it done. It is you guys that got it done. So I'm infinitely thankful for the community, for the inspiration, the encouragement, and really just the support. And that's circle back is what we've got to work on and focus on is just supporting each other. You've got no idea, 400 plus thousand people strong. It's a constituency, and you got to recognize how much power we hold as like a single unit, and we just got to continue to organize, work together, support each other, and amazing things will happen. So that's it for ENS Punks. Just want to share my gratitude, like 5159 said, to kick things off. Let's be grateful for family, for what we've got, for what we want out of ourselves, and for others around us to lift each other up. And that's what's up. Just gratitude. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. I do want to say thank you, 5159. You have been a consistent steward of the community. So if you guys don't follow 5159 or any of the speakers on stage, these guys and girls are, they're really putting in the work for this community to help grow this community in the best way they can. So go ahead and give them a follow. I do want to give a shout out to 5459. I was in and out of the Queen spaces yesterday, but you did a phenomenal job hosting that while I was in there tuning in. So shout out to you. If you ever want to come speak, you speak great, 5459. We need to have you speak a little bit more on these spaces if you can. I would love to hear you. But we'll keep the show moving right along. We'll go to diplow.eth and then we'll go to Dr. F.
What's going on, guys? I haven't hopped in the space in a little bit. I've just been kind of focused on just trading and stuff. But was there a resolution on the Amazon.eth, or was there any other Grail names that caught big bids like that? Just kind of getting a little overall insight on the space over the past couple days.
The Amazon bid expired. So, and I don't know of any other bigger bids than that.
Yeah, I think the Amazon bid ended up being a fake bid, in my personal opinion. Felix, if you wanna, do you want to add on to that? Or you want to say something else, bro?
Like a left to right pocket, like something like that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it was a real bid, right? I think because if it was, I would assume that Amazon would probably up the price like many other companies did if the first bid didn't go through, and then I would probably assume that that seller would sell it. I don't know, man. It was a lot of weird stuff going on the past 2-3 days with fake bids and all that good stuff. So, man, yeah, it was a lot going on, man. But we'll move to Dr. F. The stage is yours, bro.
Thank you, bro. I have a question. Where is MarkSmith? He was shocked after looking to my portfolio. Yeah, I was sending it to him, and now he's gone. No response. Left forever, maybe. Nobody knows. ENSpunks, what's about you? Should we sing a song together? That it's not that super. ENSpunks.
Yeah, you want to do a little duet, Dr. F? Is that what you're asking?
Of course, right now. Do you know the song "I Believe I Can Fly"?
I believe I can touch the
No,
sky.
not believe. It's Belize.
Oh, yeah. I think I know that small country song.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. ENS, Mr.
Think
Punks.
about Belize every night and day.
Stop it.
Okay, sorry.
Yo, man, I would thought we were on the happy hour. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, that you saved that for the happy hour tonight at NFT versus space, right? Bring your weed, bring your wine, get a little lit. But what you guys just did now, what Master said it best, stop it. But tonight we will be on that tonight. Felix, I just added you to the stage, bro. How you doing, man?
Yo, I'm good, man. No, I was just saying because I heard Amazon. The second you said Amazon.eth, right? I just searched it again, and it's crazy that I'm seeing these scammers are just getting smarter and smarter with this shit. Because when I searched Amazon.eth, right, the fake version of it was before the real version. So when I went on my mobile and searched Amazon.eth, and I went to items, the first thing that popped up was Amazon.eth domain, but it looked like the real version, right? And it pops up before the ENS version. So like I'm sure someone's gonna get fucked from that. It's 415 views on it, and someone's gonna get wrecked for like this. OpenSea needs to fix this stuff.
Yeah, that's why we use ens.vision.
Vision?
Yeah. I think the NFT, not the NFT, the ENS marketplace, we're moving far away from OpenSea, right?
Yeah.
Right now, it's just habit that we still use and list on OpenSea, but not for long. You know, there's other great competitors out there. There's other good people out there that's building and try to, you know, bring change to this community. So I think for domains, I don't think OpenSea would be the place to go or the place to list in the near future. But loaded lion, the stage is yours.
Hey, how y'all doing? I bought a few ENS names myself. I was just curious. I was trying to look up the Hey, what's the? I didn't even know that it was a coin until probably like a few days ago. Could somebody tell me any information about the token?
Gary, do you want to take that one?
What kind of questions did you have about the token?
Mainly just could you tell me a little bit about the token? Like, what's the point of the token? To the ENS token. If anybody
So it does
knows.
gives you rights to vote in the DAO. You can also delegate somebody else to vote for you if they don't have, or if they have a token and you don't. That's what I know about it.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, here's the question: are we actually trying to get ENS on the top ranked on OpenSea or not? Because if let's say we're using ENS Vision, right, it's not going to count towards ENS being transacting on OpenSea and getting above the ranking system and trying to get to like number one. Because I think ENS could get to number one past every single one of them on OpenSea, but if we're using something else, it's not going to count. Even though I like ENS Vision.
Yeah, I get that. That's a solid question, bro. That's a good question to pose to the community. Dr. F, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I think the ongoing marketing at I see towards Mobi, every second, every minute, ENS is every time mentioned. Yeah, but of course, OpenSea is maybe a play too. But we are every time, everywhere. Take a look at our spaces. Is it right about now, like 25 hours per day, or I don't know? Yeah, so I'm not that big worried about this. Yeah, and maybe sometimes there are fake bits. At the end of this day, we are seeing much more going on into the future, like brands, cities, countries, yeah, and all where the money is going on, yeah. So I see the right steps into the right future.
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of Dr. F, he makes a very valid point. We can't. I don't think OpenSea is the end all be all, right? There's too much development going on right now. There's too many different, companies that are coming out adopting, ENS. So OpenSea is one source, right? But as things continue to evolve, there'll be several sources, and I don't think we're going to have a problem at all getting the word out about the benefits and the utility that ENS provides.
I think that's a really good question, right? Because from a marketing perspective, being number one all time volume shows, the value of ENS. It gives it social proof is the word I'm looking for. But I think it'll probably happen naturally, right? I think when you look at ENS, it is the largest community in all of Web3. Over 400,000, users are holders of an ENS domain. I think over the course of the next 36 months, I think it's natural that ENS will probably float number one because, Bloom, there's Domain Plug by Bloom, there's ENS Vision, there's OpenSea, there's all types of different marketplaces and things, but the world we're going to where every single individual is going to need a Web3 domain who's interacting with the blockchain, I think it's natural that it'll be number one in the next 36 to 48 months, in my opinion, right? Because, guys, I just want to say this again. I was really thinking about this before this show started. This is not the next .com. This is going to be bigger than the .com. And what I mean by bigger than a .com, there'll be more people who own a .eth than a .com, in my personal prediction and analysis of where this thing is going, right? We're going into a world where we're going to be interacting with the blockchain on a day-to-day basis in work, in school, socially, through the community, through social media. We're going to be interacting with the blockchain every single day. Why are we going to be interacting with the blockchain every single day? It's just superior technology. You can't fade tech. You can't fade what makes life easier for human beings on a day-to-day basis. So if we're interacting with the blockchain on a day-to-day basis, it only makes sense that everybody who's interacting with this blockchain, who's signing in to their wallets and so forth and so on, have their own personal identity. That's what I think. So I think this will be bigger than the .com. I don't think it will replace the .com. I still think we need .coms. I think .coms are going to integrate with blockchains and sign in with Ethereum and all that good stuff. So the future is exciting. We are very early. Buckle up, stay strapped. We're in for a hell of a ride, in my opinion. But most importantly, be patient. Be patient. This is not going to happen in 8 months. This is not going to happen in 1 year. This is going to happen over the course of years, right? And only those who are patient and could withstand the storm will survive. But we just added 2 new speakers to the stage, eMoney and 5459. I'll go eMoney and then 5459. You're next. What's good, E?
Hey, man. Thanks for having me on again. It's always a pleasure to be among you guys and girls. It's I've been following ENSpunks. He's just a legend in the space, and I've been getting so much amazing information from him. And the most recent piece was ENS grants. I was looking through his feed, saw that he'd made a proposal. It's been something I've been looking at myself. So I went on the site, put together a short but concise proposal to kick off like this project which I'm starting. I won't go too much into it, but I'm just wondering if anybody could kind of give me any more information on what ENS grants is all about and where it's going.
I guess it's fair I jump in here. So ENSgrants.xyz is a brand new platform. It just opened up on Tuesday, and initially they just kind of, is vague that they'd have the proposal open for a few days, and then they'll have a vote that was open for a few days. but more recently, Coltron.eth. He expanded upon, the process in the ENS DAO forum. So if you're not in the ENS DAO forum, join. That's the call to action. Join that. That's how you're going to sort of follow along with all the new information coming out. So, the idea is, the DAO is constantly experimenting, which is a good thing. And they're improving their own processes and procedures. So the ENS grants is specifically tailored, for what they're calling micro grants. Again, this is just round one. It launched Tuesday. And there's going to be 5 winners of 1 ETH each. And as it goes on, from the initial proposal to build this platform, the grant funds will go up over time. So, again, it's I'm sure they just kind of started with 1 each for 5, kind of flush out the system, get some feedback, make some improvements. But yeah, the overall idea is, right, to turn on the faucet to streamline grants, particularly micro grants. Like, let's sort of templatize this. Let's get it going. We want to fund development of the ecosystem, and we want to fund public goods. That's right from the ENS DAO Constitution. So again, it's part of that like education process. Figure out what the DAO is about, figure out the proposals. Now, maybe if you're looking for funds above and beyond what's considered a micro grant, there's a different process procedure to follow. So there's just multiple avenues, multiple opportunities. One final thing, I really don't know how the voting's going to go. Maybe you'll only be able to vote for one proposal. I'm hoping you'll be able to vote for like all 5 in order. Well, at least 5, since there will be 5 winners. I'm not sure, but for those of you who have tokens, if you're, self-delegated, be sure to vote on it. It's your opportunity to basically, have a voice, have a say in, what proposals get funded with the community treasury. So it's a great thing. And just a final note there, I did submit a proposal. E-money, I saw yours was recently submitted. I read it over. I love stable coins, and you're getting a trademark for that. You've got an application, at least in the UK. So, I love that. I think it's fantastic. But in terms of the proposal I submitted, I submitted it on behalf of 5159 for ENS Updates. The work he does here is phenomenal. I consider him a public good. Certainly, I consider, the work he puts in here in this space a public good. I hope we all feel that way. Him, Ron, Master, 3402 filling in. And, the reality is I just want him to get that as like a show of good faith. I want to help and support him and really everybody in the community. So part of like maybe building something bigger that we can all work together and kind of get funded together, I think would really kind of highlight this idea of, we're not competition, right? 5159 is not looking at the NFT verse and his happy hour is competition. He'll be there drinking and smoking and supporting my man. And obviously the NFT verse is here speaking every day. Flossin does his own spaces. 3402 is a queen. She's hosted spaces. And it's a beautiful thing to sort of realize, we're complementary, not competition. And, anybody who wants my help for interacting with the DAO and the grants and stuff, I'm available. For purposes of history, I want to see 5159 get one of the 5 grants this time around, because I do think this ENS grants platform it's going to be historic. And, I think it'd only be fitting 5159 sort of gets recognized and sort of has a place in history. But, the community as a whole does as well. So moving forward, I'm also going to, well, not moving forward, but, there's a larger opportunity for all of us working together, I think, for funding. So that's about my 2 cents on it.
Well, he gets my vote, mate, because he's here every day without fail, along with everybody else who's on the stage, and it's if anybody deserves it, 51-59, definitely, mate. And I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. We need more funding, right? Because there's guys and girls here that's here every day along with me, right? So I can't take all the credit here. Master is here every day. Ron's here every day when he's not traveling. Ron's traveling, but when he's not traveling, he's consistent. He's on the West Coast, so he wakes up a bit earlier to hop on here. NFTverse is here every day. There's a lot of people that's here every day that's supporting and who's been here since day one. That I think we need more funding. I think the people who've been building and helping this space grow in their own ways, we should all get rewarded somewhere or another, or maybe not. Whether I get the grant or I don't get the grant, guess what? The show goes on, right? The show goes on. I'm not leaving. I never came into this with the expectation of getting any type of funding or any type of grant, but it is an added bonus or an added benefit. I wouldn't mind some ETH in the process of it. We do have 5459 on stage. My 59 buddy. The stage is yours. You did a phenomenal job yesterday. How you doing today?
Hey, GM, everyone. Yes, a shout out to the other 59 buddy here. Always love that. Thank you, ENSpunks, for sharing your unstoppable domains win. Thank you for telling us about the ENS grants. I agree with you. It's not a competition, right? We're in any sort of zero-sum game, it is a competition. But in the space that we're playing in, what Peter Thiel says, competition is for losers. You escape competition by just bringing your full, authentic self, right, to whatever space you participate in, and who you are adds value, to everyone else around you. So, and I just wanted to express my gratitude for so many of you coming to my first large scale space that I hosted last night. I co-hosted with 3402 and 6243. I recognize a lot of profile pictures. I was about to say faces, not quite, PFPs, in the audience here coming to the space last night. I couldn't do it without everyone's support and willingness to put all your free energy, like your free time. You spend your free time and your energy helping other people in this space. So just really appreciate everyone, and hope to speak up more. So thank you.
Thank you. We have Just Shields with his hand up. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, brother. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yeah, a little low, but we could hear you.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for having me here. 5159, man. You are just an amazing personality. Thank you so much for being able to cater to so many in a very short amount of time. And, it's just a complete honor to be here. Just to tell you a little about Just Shields. Just Shields is basically the most ethical way of sharing content or concepts with others. It was built to create support for community and for the end user to have the most valuable space. I want to give a special shout out to the ENS women, the queens, 3402, 5459. You guys were just amazing. And, it only shows the ground level support and the infrastructure you guys are creating. Just women. I mean, I learned so much from that space, so thank you for doing that. It was just a complete honor, today was a really big win. Today was a big win because we have the Huobi Research team all up in the ENS sessions, right? And this is just an amazing partnership. I'm sorry, were you able to hear me?
Yeah, you're a little low, but I think I could hear you. Yeah, I could hear you fine.
I'm sorry, man. Is this any better?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Yo, that's awesome, man. Just wanted to, well, this is a funny moment, right? Because you just don't know what's happening sometimes. It's just a pure chill because and I get so passionate about it when scenarios like these happen because you always have to willing to learn, educate, and improve your lifestyle or improve the way of your communicating. And I think this is just one of the best ways to do it, not just for myself, for others. Guys, if I can talk like this and still make mistakes and still willing to create and inspire others by making mistakes, then you guys are just phenomenal, right? So never hesitate to ask your questions, never hesitate to spread the knowledge. What you learned today is key, but it's also your responsibility to understand what you're educating on, and then be a dominator by sharing that in the space. And that's the whole key for Just Shills. Great partnerships today, and I just love how the ENS has a win over a space that is just going to be global and creating nothing but pure value. I myself have been transitioning from .com to .eth 5159. I heard that. It's okay. I have my .eth. I'll definitely ping you directly just to get some more help on it. But no, justshows.eth is live. It's good to go. That is my grill. And the reason why I feel that, because I had a conversation with the maintainer. He's absolutely guiding me through the process. I feel like he's one of my mentors and everybody else here. So, it's just good to have that support when you're surrounded with such positive people, people that want to make sure that you do good. If you have the willingness to do good, then ENS Place does allow you to do that. You just have to do your best, and you just have to continue to overcome challenges and perform solutions. Subdomains is definitely really something looking forward to. I never even heard of that concept of being able to sublease or rent your subdomains. I think that's just a pure value. And obviously, when you have these type of creativities and these innovations coming, there is really no competition. I agree with what many had to say, that when you're in a space where you are the leading front, obviously people that don't know much about the space or don't understand the terminology or are not as educated into this space, yes, they may have some concerns and some challenges, but guess what, if they were to educate themselves, and we're actually aware of where this is going and how it's going to benefit the end user, it wouldn't be as that crazy. So it's okay. Sometimes you'll get people in this space that are not as educated or just trying to hog everything. But eventually, community is everything. And if you have something that's as good as ENS, then obviously there's no winning, right? ENS is all about, I'd say, in my opinion, is a bunch of winners coming together and are innovating the space. So thank you so much for allowing me to do that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for sharing that, Just Shills. Dr. F, did you want to add on to that?
Yeah, maybe. I hope. I only want to say I was so absolutely false before 2 weeks to say, okay, maybe the best domains are registered. Yeah, I'm every day registering, in my eyes, really good domains. And so don't give up. Yeah, don't get so crazy. Think about the cleanness at the end of the day in the winter time. Yeah, every domain has to be clean. Don't get too crazy. And don't give up. Every day you can think about new things, and this is what I like and love in here. These decentralized brainstormings with these kind of people. Where the hell should I do this here? Yeah, in my city, in my country, I don't know any kind of place where I could get this freedom and power to my brain. So yeah, thank you from my side.
Awesome. We'll keep it moving right along. Flossin's back. How's your work call, bro?
OCC should pop up. Trying to mute that shit right now where I can answer your question if y'all couldn't hear, man. I guess good news is it ends, my training ends this week, but I go over something else that's another form of training for 4 fucking weeks. Excuse my language, I'm so sorry. So hopefully I can still tune in. I have a cool person today that allows me to have my video off from time to time. So anyways, yeah, that's how it's going, man. I don't know what I've missed. I hope I didn't miss too much. I'll probably go back and play the recording, but if you want, Kev, let me go ahead and give this little market update.
Yeah, please.
So, man, let's start it off with what's cooking, right? I woke up to the single emojis leading the way for top categories on ENS Vision. We got what's coming in second, double ETH emojis, and then what's coming in third is ETH emoji 999 Club. So, single ETH emoji, 24-hour volume is sitting at almost 43 ETH. The double ETH emojis are sitting at around an 18 ETH volume. ETH emoji 999 Club, which are the keycaps, which my boy thenftverse, I know he loves a lot, sitting at almost a 15 ETH volume last 24 hours. With that being said, I know we all still love the 999 Club, so let's get a little price check on that. Floor is sitting at around 20 ETH with 0 ETH volume in the last 24 hours. 10K Club is sitting at about a 1.8 ETH floor, and 24-hour volume on that is about 10 ETH. And then the 999 Arabic Club is sitting at about a 1.75 ETH floor. That 24-hour volume is a little shy of 5 ETH. A couple of things I've seen that's kind of caught my eye this morning is pay.eth has a new bid of 15 ETH, as well as bank.eth has a new bid of 10 ETH, as well as geno.eth just sold for 6.75 ETH, as well as Royal-Oak was bought for 8.5 ETH. And just to check on the Dune analytics as well, we are approaching 500,000 unique participants. So we are sitting at almost 495,100 unique wallets. And the last thing I'll also leave you guys with is a couple interesting news articles I saw saying the typical home is staying longer unsold in the U.S. It's currently taking 19 days to sell a house, which is 1 day longer than last year. Not too much to worry about, but it's something I'm definitely tracking. And then the last thing is roughly half of U.S. and Canadian small businesses expect a recession this year, and that's according to a Bloomberg article from today. And also, what time is that happy hour tonight where I can make sure to set a reminder where I don't forget?
9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Man, you already know how I do this shit. I'll probably be pulling up late because this has been one hell of a week. So you already know I might actually be pre-gaming with you guys for once.
Nice. I got me a nice little drink for the night. But thank you, Flossin. Get back to work, bro. Remember, nothing's wrong with working. Get to the bag, brother.
Hey, Kev, I'm waiting. When are you going to send me a job request, man? Like, I'm ready to move down to Orlando. It's got to be remote, though. It's got to be remote.
Well, you ready to move? Okay, I got you. I'll try to hook you up with son. Send me your resume, bro. Felix, the stage is yours, brother.
Felix?
Yeah, I need an opinion. So I want to main one of my .eths, and I need an opinion. This is not a shill. It's not for sale.
Okay. I can help you.
Okay, so I don't care.eth or whocares.eth?
Both.
Which one is the main?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that one too.
I agree.
Shoulder.
I like.
Thank you.
Beep, beep, pew. Beep, beep, pew.
I actually like doesn't care.eth better, because if you could subdomain that one actually pretty good.
Who?
Doesn't care.
Cares. Got him.
Yeah, but wasn't the I don't care a meme by Paris Hilton? And I think the meme value is worth more if that was the meme.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah,
that's a meme because you say when they say I think Gary's when they say like, hey, I think Gary's the best person in the ENS space, and I go who, and they say get, and I say cares about Gary. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah.
It is Friday. It is definitely Friday right now.
It's definitely Friday. Yeah.
I think the late night evening show started in the morning for some people.
It did.
Tonight's gonna be interesting.
We'll go to O Calvin. Zero Calvin. I just brought you on stage to say yours, bro. All right, crypto signals. You've been on stage as well. How you doing? Or you know what, y'all?
Listen, wait, Kev.
Everyone is shocked.
Wait, Kev, before you say anything. Here's what happens when your space starts to gain traction, right? These types of things happen, right? I've said it before. As the space grows, you start to get some interesting characters that may surface. So, Kev, just understand that this is going to happen to you. So just be ready.
That's when you know you've made it.
I have a feeling it's always when I show up. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear to God, no matter what space I come up and speak, this shit happens.
Well, yeah. Yo, 5-1, do you remember me? Do you know the green room or no? The green room from the 10K club, do you remember?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Do you remember the green room?
The green room? I don't remember the green room. No.
You don't know the green room from 10K club?
Nah.
Damn. No, I was the guy that started that shit. But I came in with an X and I was just fucking around with the Irish accent. I was I don't really give a fuck. I was over there in a 10K club and talking about the fucking green room. You know what I mean?
Every time you come speak on the stage, bro, every time you come speak on the stage, I want you to speak in that accent. That'll bring some life to this thing. Please speak in that accent every time.
Mate, life is my middle fucking name, mate. Every time I fucking go everywhere, I bring the fucking life with me.
Yes, sir. Just like that. I love that, man. yeeteezy, the stage is yours. yeeteezy.
yeeteezy, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Hey, thank you for the space. I have a question about. I recently got into ENS domains, and I was able to secure one. My plans are to do what you guys were talking about, the subdomains, but I was wondering if there's an update on how that how that actually works, because I understand you have to go through a process of setting up the subdomain. Is there anywhere that has like I guess my question is there going to be an easier way to have the subdomains set up?
Not out of the box, probably. I mean, we don't have any information. The only people that have any information are the people that can go read the code. So if you can go read the code and you understand the code and you can go ask the dev some questions, you could have a better idea of how that works. But I've been really harping on them a lot. If you go to the Discuss forum and really on the case that there needs to be more sort of communication with the wider community to sort of prime everybody and to set everybody up for proper expectations. Because I don't think people have proper expectations, or I'm just like far too cautious. But I consider myself a professional, and so there's a lot of caution I think is required when you're doing things of development. And so they got to get the subdomain wrapper done. But what people don't realize is that not only does the subdomain wrapper need to get done, but people need to create registrars. And I don't want to get into a long thing about the difference between like a registrar and the registrations, but basically people need to create contracts that help manage the rules of how the systems work. And if you are gonna if we are able to, and if you do want to use the subdomain wrapper system out of the box, then what you can do and how you can do it is probably going to be pretty severely limited. And so at this point, I think I've harped about this enough where they know now, like everyone's like, oh man, like yeah, we got to like get some spaces going, some Twitter spaces, and get some content out there. So hopefully they do that. But yeah, I'm cautioning anybody from like diving in too deep too soon, just because you want to get rich or because you're really excited or whatever the case. Nothing against you, just natural human condition stuff. But be really cautious because it's early and there's a lot of experimentation that needs to be done, and there is more development that people need to do cool things.
Okay, that answers my question. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm very interested in that ENS as an opportunity long term. So it sounds like it's still being developed. If I have to, I can deep dive into what's available now.
It's in audit right now, so it's like sort of past being developed, and it's in audit mode. So we're definitely past being developed unless there's like a major thing that comes up. Any small things will be able to get taken care of right away. But yeah, you can go look at that code, and if anyone is capable, you can participate in making some cash there. I'm pretty
That
sure.
sounds great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and this will be the last subject for the day before we kind of end this thing. I think, Gary, what you say is very interesting with the subdomain, right? I'm real curious to see how it plays out in the beginning with, everybody's talking about leasing subdomains, and I think that's going to be a huge added feature a little down the line. But I'm not, yeah, I guess it's too early to determine how this thing plays out. But everyone just be cautious, kind of like how Gary's saying, be thoughtful with it. But it should definitely bring a whole new utility to ENS that we're probably not thinking of this early in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like rentals, I don't think rentals are going to be capable out of the box. Like if you want to do like yearly rentals, at least. I mean, if you do yearly rentals, it's not going to be 100% trustless unless people are adding on additional development, which is definitely going to be done. But it just takes a little bit of time for people to catch up about what's there, what's not there, what needs to get done, and then getting the work and organizing to get the work done. And just be building, keep on learning, keep on building, and I think if you keep on learning, keep on building, then you're probably going to make it.
Yeah, I agree. If you continue to build off your subdomains and kind of give a broader picture of what you're building and different ideas for people who may down the line want to purchase or rent, that's the best way to go about it, in my opinion. Not financial advice.
Cool, y'all. It's Friday. Probably gonna call this one a day and go about my day. Master, any final thoughts, words, comments, anxieties, frustrations you want to let out before the weekend? At least the weekend over here.
Yeah, I hope you guys all will have a great weekend, and don't look at the price. Don't look at the floor. Look at the posts Gary just shared, and look at the post we just shared. Look 5459, where she has talked about trademark and IPs. What's that impact between the Web 2 and Web 3 world? Look at those things, and once you have a bit more step of the understanding on the basic knowledges, then I believe we will have a stronger hand. You will have more solid backs, and faith is the most important thing. Faith is more important than gold, and we want to run a marathon, not only 100 meters. So yeah, make sure we are all on the long run. Make sure we all have each other. Any questions, just feel free to DM each other, give each other a follow, and give each other the new latest thread a retweet as a basic trust, and yeah, just makes that kind of the feeling, and let us get connected. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend.
Nice. 3402.
Yeah, amazing space, Kev. Thanks for having me up here with you and hosting as always, day in and day out. And you guys all heard him. He's not leaving us. And happy Friday, everyone. Please join us for Friday happy hour at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The thenftverse is our host, and he has a little surprise in store. That's all I'm going to say about that, but hope to see y'all there.
Spill the beans.
All right, y'all. See y'all tonight. There's a couple spaces going on tonight, but I'll be at the happy hour. Peace out, y'all. No ending music today. My computer's dead. Peace.